Let's talk about Dovin Baan. I'm going to show you how to stack this dude. He's become one of my most favored, most powerful go-to guys. If I want to get the job done, and I mean, seriously, topple pretty much anything and anyone. I mean, this is the guy I go to. Okay? He's got these bonuses here 3 bonus, which turns out to be 6 if you drop them. No negatives. Okay? Very nice. I don't go into story mode. Stories are relevant to me. Scrutinize, that's pretty nice little bonus, but only once you've activated the 3rd tier, which we'll talk about here in a second. Improve, it could totally be improved because it sucks. It's lame. There's really no point to it. I mean, energize and draw a card. Wow. Next, perfect. Yes, it is perfect. And I'm going to show you how you can totally stack and abuse this power. Create a support with Overload 1. Each creature you control gains a 6/6 bonus to each stat, attack, and health. Do you know what that means? That means if you have a 1/1 creature and you match an energized gem, you now have a 7/7 creature. Instantly. Boom. Okay? So thinking on it logically, what you're going to want is to have the board energized as much as possible. Okay? So here's how I've done that. Let's see. And why do I have a brawler plate? That's probably the most lamest thing. I need to go and edit this deck. Because this is not... This could be a lot better. Okay? Alright. So I have my flyer here. I have a flyer here. But let's look at these cards. The brawler deck. Brawler used to be a go-to for me, but don't really necessarily need it. I don't know why I have that in this deck. When a creature you control enters the battlefield, be energized 1. It's always nice to get that one out. 2 mana to get it out. It's easy, it's quick. You start energizing your deck. So if you get this within your first, draw, get it out. Because it's just going to start energizing the minute it comes out. Guess what? Bird creature comes out, energize 2. Boom. Embalm. The main reason for this cat is because of this right here. It's got the lifelink in it. Plus it's a 2/2. It costs 8 to get out. But on the embalm, once it dies, it'll leave a activation gem. If you activate it, it comes back. Okay, that's what the embalm does. It returns from the dead. Like mummification is basically what embalm is. It gives it another round, and it also has lifelink. Area responder. It's expensive to get out, but yet at the same time, if you hit a blue and a white, those are 6 apiece. So if you catch 2 of them, you get this bad boy out. Lifelink, vigilance, and a flyer. So, very nice. So if you hit that energize, guess what you got there? You add 6 to that, you've got a 9/12 character. This one, I love this one because it buys you a lot of time, especially if you're battling an opponent that has a lot of high-end characters. When this creature comes out, it automatically stuns the opponent. You can choose the opponent. You can choose which one it will stun. It's disabled. They cannot move. So sometimes it takes a minute to get that 21 mana built up to get that perfect spell out. 3rd tier out. This buys you time. It costs 4 to get out. She disables a character, and she's a 2/2. If you can get that energized, that instantly becomes an 8/8 character. You see where the stacking kind of happens. Guess what? This is 8 to get out, energizes 2. And here's the bonus. If you overload that, boom, your opponent takes 5 damage. It's beautiful. You're energizing when you cast a spell, support, or a creature. So anytime you get a card out of your hand, you're energizing 2. The 3rd tier will not work without being energized. You have got to have energized in the description of your support cards, your creatures, anything that comes out, you want it to have an energize. That's where you get the ability to pull the perfect off. That's what causes it to activate. This one is another one. It costs 7 to get out, but I can't tell you how many times. It's just it gets out there and you can disable it and you draw a card. I mean, the drawing card, the card is really not what really gets this card. It's respect for me. It's the disabling of creatures, buying you time to get that 21 mana up. This guy, this is insane. I love this dude right here. 4 to get this guy out. Okay? When you gain 3 or more life, this creature transforms. Now, let's look at this. This is a life giver. This is a life giver. This is a life giver. So when I gain 3 or more life, there's no boundary saying this particular creature. Anytime I gain 3 life, this thing transforms into that. Now you tell me what you're going to do when that comes with a 6/6 bonus, 10/10 automatic. I do have that brawler plate on there, and I mean I don't know why, but it's always good to have some type of armament. Whether it be the selective ones that you can select which creature that you want, but the brawler plate is always I've always favored it like early on. But yeah, so there you go. Trample, first strike, and life. I'm telling you, usually when I get that 6/6, and I will gain, no matter what the creature has, what kind of stats. I mean, you can take 30 hits of damage, and if you do this right, every time you attack, once you get your creatures up, usually time comes around whenever I finish the round. I have full energy. I have full energy at 114. So, target creature gets flying in a 2/2 bonus. Alright, so I guess that's where I select the bonus at. It's very, very, very simple deck. 5 creatures, max. It's so simple. I promise you, I promise this. You get this guy leveled up, even to the point of 50 at level 57. You use that deck, you will not lose. You will lose a few, but whenever you do that, you are going to have a great time playing and have a hard time being beat. Okay, and those are just like low level quick cards. Okay, and that's why you have the trample. I mean, not the trample, but the disable cards. Okay, so if I get the cat out, I've got these guys aren't have a whole lot of hit points. And that's why these disable cards come in handy. Okay, that's why they come in handy, because they preserve them. This is my only power card right here, because I really don't need it. I don't need it. I'm telling you, try this deck out. You will not be disappointed. Try this character out. You will not be disappointed. I'd love to hear your variations on it. But I can whoop up on anybody with this right here. Hopefully that's helped you out. I guess I'm going to stick with some of these MTG optimizing characters. Tell me what you think of that deck. Suggest any kind of updates or anything like that. Let's see on that Brawler's plate. I've got a whole bunch of different new cards too. I really haven't even really gone into a bunch of them. I need to just go through and just kind of go through and show some really cool cards. Cards that I used to think were cool that are not cool. I got some exclusive cards. This is a great game. It's always changing. They're always updating. They're always putting new things in there. So it's always kind of fun, MTG, yeah, that's for me. Those are some of my higher end cards. There's a great one for energizing. Gains flying. It's pretty cool. A little powerful card. I think I've used him in that deck. Let me see. Yeah, I've used him in the deck before. He was pretty cool. So, all the Egyptian themed stuff is pretty cool. I used to think this Viren Wingmare was so awesome. And actually, I might go back to using him at some point. But sometimes it's more of a nightmare than anything else. Let's see here. Well, these Avon guys haven't really. The Egyptian theme runs thick. Eldrazi. I never really highlighted any of these. And maybe one day I will, but I never got into the drone series. Never really got into it, But I'll make a little video and I'll go through the cards that I have, and if you have any questions on some of them, that's one of those. It's pretty cool. Eternal Lies.